Chris Bolts coming in with another One Punch Man video. What the hell is going on with One Punch Man? I'm taking a look at this video from Anime Anxiety. One Punch Man Season 3 takes another big L. I'm done. But before we get into the content, make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that good stuff helps me out. By the way, thank you very much for helping me get to 100 subscribers. Let's keep this thing going. And without further ado, I will get into the video right now. I'll give my reaction to it. If you want to see the video without my commentary on it, I'll put a link in the description. And make sure you do go and give Anime Anxiety a subscribe. I like to subscribe and give credit to all the people that I respond to, whether I agree with them or not. So let's get right off into it.
Newsflash, One Punch Man thinks you're an idiot. Now, of course, I don't mean like the story. Saitama doesn't think you're an idiot. He doesn't even know you. Neither does One or Murata. Again, they don't know you. But considering the latest update we got for Season 3 of One Punch Man at Anime Japan, this convention that's happening in Japan right now, I can come up with no other conclusion than the fact that One Punch Man, or more precisely the powers that be that control the property, does not give a damn about its fan base and just think they're a bunch of morons. Or else the product they put out at this convention would not be what it is. So like I just said, Anime Japan is happening right now, and for those of you who don't know what that is, Anime Japan is one of the largest annual anime conventions in the entire world. These events are usually used by anime studios to make big announcements for new anime or new seasons, have like these stage events where the voice actors can interact with fans, and of course push their merch. I think it's second to only Jump Festa, which happens in
Let me go back for a minute, just a minute. Now notice how the sign says only one per person, but it doesn't look like anybody's coming to pick up these signs. Now maybe this is before the event, but do you really want to walk around with a Saitama paddle? I don't know what they're thinking with this kind of marketing and everything. I don't think even the Japanese would want something like this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they want to do, maybe they do want to walk around with the Saitama head.
Actors can interact with fans, and of course push their merch. I think it's second to only Jump Festa, which happens in December or January, I believe. And it's massive. It's a big stage for many of these big studios to unveil new trailers, new visuals, generally just have big announcements for their next big projects. Well, Season 3 of One Punch Man has an exhibit at this convention, and we've known about this for quite some time, at least the people that are like obsessed with every single bit of One Punch Man news like I am. Those of us that were waiting for this event were super excited to hear of any kind of new updates for the season, whether it be a new key visual and trailer, because the last ones that they came out with a couple weeks ago were, in my opinion, very, very bad. Like the key visual.
He is exactly correct. That trailer is just trash. Let's go back. This animation just doesn't look impressive at all. And I always go back and look at this punch right here, where he delivers to, where is it, right here, where he delivers this punch, and when it comes out, he pulls his hand out. Just look at that. His hand is supposed to be crushed, but there's no scarring on his hand. The hand is not deformed, like, and the Japanese animators have done this in several cartoons before, where the hand would just be mangled after hitting something that's super hard. Not with this guy. You know, it just, this splatter is lazy. It's lazy. Let me go back up and let's go ahead and let him finish.
Anime Japan to look forward to, right? Like, we had to get some kind of news with Anime Japan, right? But first, if you love collecting manga or just love the feel of reading manga in physical form, which is super underrated by the way, then Manga Mart is going to be your best friend, because just look at this. Manga Mart's a family-owned store run by people that love anime and manga just like us, and wanted to create a way for us to buy manga online easily and at amazing discounts. They know collecting a full volume set can get pretty pricey, so that's why all the manga in their store is at least 20% off retail price. And this is every single day, with 25% off pre-orders and 30% off box sets. What's even crazier though is that shipping is free for orders over $100, not including box sets, and orders made outside of Texas pay no sales tax, which is another discount in and of itself. They also have a back order system where you can lock in their everyday low prices on sold out volumes and get them as soon as 10 business days. Everything in this store is already a hot deal, but it can get even hot dealier, I guess, if you use my discount codes at checkout. You can use discount code Anime Anxiety for 5% off pre-orders, bringing the total discount for those up to 30%, and code Anxiety Box for 15% off box sets, making them 45% off at checkout. Click the link in my description so you can get some new volumes and box sets for your manga shelf, but not go broke doing it. But back.
So there you go. For all of you manga fans out there, I let that play out because, hey, this is his video. I let it play out. So you got his code right there. If you want to pick up some manga at a really good rate, go ahead and use his code and everything, and get yourself some really good discounts on some books. Let's continue.
The video. Well, no. In those three categories that I mentioned earlier when it comes to anime studios taking advantage of this event to kind of showcase various things, whether it be big announcements, do stage events with voice actors, or push merchandise, One Punch Man definitely got involved in one of those, and it's not the ones that we wanted. Literally what it seems to be at this moment is that the One Punch Man display by Bandai Namco at Anime Japan is simply a glorified merch stand. They're either selling or giving away these Saitama face fans. They made the terrible decision of putting the promotional video on a screen for people to watch at the event. They of course have the aforementioned key visual, and honestly probably the coolest thing about this whole exhibit is this full art design of Genos, where we get to see what his new design is going to look like in season 3. At least we get that, because what we did end up getting in this like booklet or pamphlet, where we're supposed to get some apparent new information about the next season, it's apparently just like a conglomerate of all the information we were already given since season 3 was announced. They mentioned that it's coming out.
Okay, so basically there's no new information about. They're gonna shadow drop this on us, aren't they? They're gonna just drop this. This up here says it's gonna be debuting. You can obviously tell this is debuting on October 3rd of this year. You know, the show starts. This is something else. The anime world premiere. It's just I don't understand what this is, and I don't think that's premiere. One Punch Man, but that's what it is. One Punch Man. That's all they're giving us. They're not giving us any information, and this is all their display. This is their entire display right here at this big giant expo. They're these stupid Saitama pads. I mean, they look dumb. And then the stand up of Genos. Some of the major S rank characters over here. I mean, that is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. And no new information. It feels like they're just gonna drop this on us. Time is going by fast. We already are at the end of March, going into April. You got to get a move on. And everything.
It was announced. They mentioned that it's coming out in October 2025. We already knew that. It gives a list of all the voice actors that are going to be involved, which honestly we already knew that because we watched the first and second seasons. And it has a little portion essentially glazing itself for its 10th anniversary. No new visuals, no new trailer as of yet. Just simply doing what the people that are in charge of this IP have consistently done for the past like 10 years now. And that is completely fumble a beloved IP. They didn't even announce a director, and I cannot stress enough how important it is that like they have not announced one yet when the season is like 6 months from coming out. That is such a weird aspect of all this that I feel like not that many people are talking about, or I guess a lot of people are probably talking about it at this point because there's a lot of complaints going around about this season at this point. And the reason I said at the top that One Punch Man thinks you're an idiot is because I actually found this tweet as I was scouring for as much information they could about this convention.
So there's no director. They're just throwing this thing together all on the fly with no director. How does that even work? Man, I tell you, you would think that a popular franchise would get a little more respect and care, but it doesn't appear to be that way. Let's see how it says. Right now, this tweet's coming down. Here is the 2 pages of information at One Punch Man anime mentioned. I'll save you from having to translate. None of this is new. And up there, everything in these 2 pages was released months ago. They think you're stupid.
Pretty much saying, like, don't waste your time translating this information that's apparently been given at the convention. It's all information that we've already heard before, and they're just repurposing it and rewrapping it. And essentially, at least to me and to this commenter, this is them saying that they think that the fan base is stupid enough to not notice that this information is not new at all. Or they just simply don't care, which honestly, I can see either one. I mean, we do not need any more fucking merch. We don't need any more stupid announcements about the 10th anniversary. We know how long it's been since we got that peak season 1, okay? You don't have to keep reminding us about it. That was a peak season. We know. It's just, oh man, like even as I'm recording this, I'm just so heated for no reason, even though I already knew this information like a couple hours ago. And
no, I can relate, brother. I can certainly relate getting pissed off when you know you're expecting new information, you're expecting to be informed, waiting for a new trailer, but you keep getting disappointed over and over and over and over and over. I certainly understand that frustration. Right about now, all this that will satisfy the fans is a trailer. That's it. We need to see a trailer of season 3 to quell any type of issues we may potentially have. Because right now, no director, poor animation, overworked employees, poor promotional and marketing and advertising of the show. You know, subpar second season leading into the third. There's so many strikes against this that leads me to get into the position of this guy right here. I mean, One Punch Man season 3 is it's beginning to turn more and more into a clusterfuck, or whatever you want to say.
I feel like at this point, I'm just like the resident whiner of the One Punch Man community or something, because honestly, I'm just like every single video I've made about One Punch Man lately has just been complaining about either the manga or the anime. And I just want to make this clear with you guys that I want to love what's going on with the anime. I want to love what's going on with the manga. This is one of my most beloved properties of all time. Like, not just anime, not just manga. One Punch Man is one of the top 5 pieces of media I've enjoyed most my entire life. So I'm very passionate about anything that is One Punch Man, whether it be the good or the bad. If this display had some kind of new information, some director announcement, some kind of new trailer to kind of get excited about, I would be full on Gooner Glaze mode with One Punch Man, okay? But right now, what it's consistently been putting out is not good. Whether it be the 3rd version of the same arc that we've been in for the past like year and a half, or the complete and utter incompetency of whoever is running this anime. At this point, I'm fully convinced that whoever's at the top, whoever the executives are running all this stuff, running the show for One Punch Man, I assure you have literally never seen the anime, never read the manga, and could give a shit about the property itself. Because
I think the executives, the corpos over in Japan, are just like the corpos over here in America. They don't really care about these properties. They only care about the almighty dollar, or in Japan's case, the almighty yen. You know, they want to make money. And I'm not anti-corporate or anything like that, but I really care about these franchises that they create and that they allow us to come into. And I share his frustration. I don't know what's going on with the manga. I can theorize probably that the problem that I overall have with One Punch Man is these OP characters. You have to keep trying to come up with newer and more exciting ways that their OPness is underpowered with the enemy that they have to take on, because they don't really struggle. And my that's my biggest beef with them is they get so overpowered that the story starts to get watered down and get boring and all. So I don't know if that's the problem with the manga side, but at least with the anime side, my problem is it was just subpar animation, subpar plot, story arcs, subpar characters. They really weren't all that great, even though some of them debuted in the first season. They weren't all that great in the second. And this does not bode well. The way everything's going on with the third season just doesn't bode well. Let's continue.
There's no way that people that at least care would do such a poor job at pushing this property. Now look, I could be completely wrong in like the matter of a day. There's still another day for the convention to continue. Maybe on the third day they'll have some kind of announcement that we weren't aware of. They'll change the display around to have some kind of new trailer. I don't know. Like I genuinely hope that I'm wrong and I can look back at this video and be like, wow, I'm an idiot. I made that way too soon. I would be much happier than that than continuing to be just straight up annoyed with everything that's gone on. Please prove me wrong. But that being said as well, I don't want to make this channel like primarily just a poo-poo downer channel. I do talk a lot of One Punch Man here, so I want to keep things positive for the community. I don't want to just sit here 24/7 shitting on the property that I supposedly love. Nobody needs that right now. They're getting enough of it from the people that are running the series. So I decided that this is probably going to be my final video covering anything negative or speaking super negatively about the series in general. I'll save that stuff for my community posts here. One Punch Man is what it is because of its loyal fans. It's very passionate fans. Although we haven't gotten any new anime in like 5 years from the series and the manga seems to be at a complete standstill pretty much, the One Punch Man community is still one of the most active in the manga and anime space. The fans deserve more. They deserve much more than what they're getting right now. And I hope that you guys understand that this is me coming from a place of like genuine passion and care for the series itself. I want to see it do well. I want to see the fans be excited about it, and I just want it to live to its full potential. However, realizing how much of a downer I've been in the series lately has made me realize that I really have not put out as much like quality One Punch Man content as I used to, or at least what I call quality. That's up to you guys to decide if it is or not. So I'm also happy to announce that I'm going to be making much more long form videos on this channel like I used to. So look forward to that, and if you're new to this channel and you only know me for complaining about One Punch Man, I promise I do talk positively about it from time to time. And I want to hear what kind of new One Punch Man type content you guys want to see in the comments below. That's it for this one though. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon.
There you have it. This is pretty much the feelings of this guy, Anime Anxiety. I can certainly relate to not wanting to always be negative and wanting to be positive. But when you see your franchise being dragged into the gutter, not being handled with care, and just being run down, it makes you get frustrated. It makes you get angry, and because you're powerless. You can't really do anything. All you can do is just sit there and just look at the train wreck that is happening to a property that you love, and you wish you can do. There's something that you can do about it, but you know you can't. All you can do is just sit there and be an observer of the downfall of a franchise that you love. One Piece sounds like it is becoming a big giant mess. I think they're gonna wait until the last minute, throw out a trailer probably a few weeks before the thing debuts, and then they're just gonna drop it. They're gonna drop the anime. I don't think they're gonna drop all 12 episodes, obviously. They're gonna drop the anime, and fans are gonna be like, "What the fuck is what I'm watching?" But hey, Anime Anxiety, at least those Japanese people ain't calling you racist like what they do with Disney Star Wars, Disney Marvel, Disney Lucasfilm, Disney whatever. At least you're not being called a racist. You're allowed to freely put your concerns out there without being called names, and pretty much everybody will have a reasonable discussion with you and discuss everything on the merits and not call you a chud or say that you are a loser, a gooner, a gamergator, or whatever dumb name that they will call you to try to dismiss your argument. But those are my thoughts and opinions on that. What's your guys' thoughts on this? Is One Punch Man, is that are you guys still looking forward to One Punch Man season 3? Do you have the same concerns as myself and Anime Anxiety that this thing is just turning into a big clown show? Jump down in the comments and let me know. And remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so that you'll be notified when I go live or post a video like this one. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you in the next video. You guys take it easy.